The quickest way to the high point is to park at Godwin Trailhead West and head eastbound on the Godwin Trail. Where Godwin Trail forks to the right, go left to get to King Hollow Trail. The high point and its alternate areas are all north of King Hollow Trail. That trail there goes up to the known high point, and there's another potential high point on the left. However, I'm going to follow this a bit to the right and find a less used path up to two other potential high point candidates. That path I could only find on Peakbagger. No one seems to have blazed it in all trails. So let's see how this goes. The trail here continues along, but the old trail is somewhere here to the left. Over there you can see two hills coming together. It's on the right inner side of the left hill. I know it runs along there, but I don't see it here. The woods are clear enough that I can just walk through it, but I'd love to find the trail. I'm getting kind of past it, so I'm going to see if I can get in here and find it by walking through. If the trail is still in recognizable condition, I should be able to find it as we approach this hill here. The path I'm trying to follow runs right up this ridge. But unless it's hidden under the leaves, I don't see anything recognizable as a path. Well, I guess on this part of the ridge at least, this more or less looks like a trail at this point. So theoretically it's still here. Very difficult to find and follow though. This part of it is very easy though. All I gotta do is just keep going up along the ridge and I'll get to the first of the candidate high points. This isn't the main accepted one, but it's the first one I'm gonna reach. This last stretch is, again, more clearly a trail, but it is some slope, and it's in these mushy leaves. That's almost like walking in sand, so getting a workout. So I'm almost to the top, and I noticed that in this path I'm walking, which I think is the trail, I see footsteps. So clearly I'm not the only one to come down this path. We are at one of the candidates for the high point. I think the ground is a little higher right back in here. I think by that tree right there looks like just about the highest spot that I can see. So here's candidate one. Not a very exciting one. And this will be even more challenging when there's full summer foliage here. All right, we're going to descend a little in that direction and go back up to candidate number 2. I once again struggled to find the path between the two candidate high points, but this is pretty clearly it. It's right here on the ridge. Not only is it on a ridge, so easily identifiable on your topo map, but also it's pretty clear. You can see where the spacing is here between the trees. All right, this area up ahead, you can see it sort of gently rising. Once I get to the highest point over there, that will be candidate number 2. The trail, I'm just totally lost it at this point. There should be one in over there and one out over there. Yeah, so it looks like this grove here is where we are. Yep, looks like down everywhere from this point. So this wilderness is candidate high point number 2. In theory, we came in from that way. I'm going to go out somewhere over that way, and there's a sign of some sort over there, so maybe that'll help us get to the trail. Well, the sign just appears to be a natural area boundary, and I can't tell where the trail is. Even though I can't really see the trail, the good news for this part is we don't lose or gain elevation. So as long as I stay relatively even, I should get to the next one. It'll drop a little bit over there and then head back up. And the next one is the generally accepted high point. So finally, something resembling a path again. These signs, I saw a whole bunch of them. They largely track the path. So if you just follow them, you're going to go similarly to the path, although not quite. Right at the high point, it should get me back to a regular trail that will reconnect me with Kings Hollow Trail. Well, the waypoint I put on my map for the high point is somewhere over there. So that's clearly downhill. But I just walked along that whole ridge up there, so that's the high point. Probably right about there. It looks like the highest point. But the trail runs along there, and you can see some of the higher places, and just step on them and you got it. Now to find the trail back. There's supposed to be a trail somewhere to the left of me. It goes down along that ridge line and around. I don't see it, so let's see if we can follow our way back to it. Tough to follow, but I think I found it here. It's gonna go over this hill in front and down the other side. Okay, I am reliably on a path again. This is a nice change of pace. This goes down to where we saw that junction before, and on the right, there will be another high point candidate. The last possible high point candidate is right up there, but I'm gonna walk along the ridge instead of going up that slope. So here we are at the last high point candidate in this wilderness area. This one has the best view, although not much of one once these trees grow in. So if you're here in winter or spring, you get something. Back to Kings Hollow Trail. Loop completed. We're back to King Hollow Trail.